Good afternoon. Welcome to the boudoir, baby. This is your girl, Just Lovely, and I'm coming in with my thoughts and opinion of the videos that have gone viral over on TikTok. Listen, y'all, I've been up. I went to bed looking at it. I woke up looking at it. I am pretty sure I have missed all the foolishness and mayhem over here on YouTube. And I intend on going back to trying to figure out what's been going on over here. Am I moving? Am I even live? Because I don't see anybody on my chat. So I think I'm going to wait a minute. Let me put up my intro. Welcome back to the boudoir, baby. This is where we do random shit and have a whole lot of fun. Let's connect over on the Tickety Talk. I am just lovely. Like, comment, and subscribe. I have watched over 50 TikToks since last night around 10 p.m. And at one point in time, I just knew this lady was gonna say that this man was all type of stuff. I couldn't imagine the next detail that she was going to say about her man. Her man. I just could not fathom what she was going to say. I see is one person looking. Hey Sheila E, can you hear me? Put a one in the chat. If you can hear me, just put a one for me. That way I'll continue because it's just me and you, girl. We on the phone talking, honey. Okay, thank you, girl. Because I'm finna be like we on the phone talking. Now, after I complete this task of me telling y'all what I saw and my thoughts, I will be dropping the link because I would love to know what other people think. Okay. So it's this lady over on TikTok. I think her name is Reese TC or something like that. I don't know. And I wasn't paying no attention. I was just listening to what she was saying. Now this is all during the pandemic, and when I first heard what she had to say, it had kind of threw me for a loop because I don't know if y'all know about the show, but the show is during the time that she went out on a date with what she called him, Legion. Yeah, she went out on a date with Legion. Cause if I wasn't mistaken, we met up at the mansion for the show, and then the next week we were in quarantine. And I do live in Metro Atlanta. So a lot of the details that she was giving, well, I was like, oh yeah. Before I moved here, I was staying out in Clayco too. And hey, Precious, hey, Boo, hey, you beautiful too, girl. I was living out there in Clayco, child. We probably was neighbors because she was like, yeah, I was at the Quick Trip on Upper Riverdale. Yes, child. I know all about it, honey. Girl, yes, girl. So I kind of stuck to her story because it was so familiar to me, like the name of the places she was saying, the areas. I just could not figure out the condiment place. Girl, I couldn't figure out the condiment place. I couldn't think about what could it be. Neither did I actually look it up. I was gonna look it up, But she said that she met this gentleman over on the Facebook dating app. And if you all can recall, I have mentioned to y'all that I have a profile on the Facebook dating app as well as Hinge. I never visited the Hinge. The Hinge is downloaded on my phone, but I never did it. And for some odd reason, when I get those Facebook notifications telling me that someone is interested in my profile, I be leery. I be very leery. And honestly, I'm so happy that I'm not in a situation where I just want a man. My man, my man, my man. Child. So she says that they met and they went out to eat. And he told her, he said, listen, my job relocated me from California to Georgia. I am the regional manager. I think that's how it started out of this condiment facility here in Atlanta. We're located out in Duluth. And let's go out on a date. Okay, so what threw me for a loop? Because she was like, so I decided we was gonna meet at this location. And she said I was on 285 and all of a sudden I heard pow. She said I knew what to do because my dad, somebody taught her what to do. And come to find out she had a blowout. Tripped me out because she was like, I was right at the Boulder Crest exit. And I'm like, damn, if I'm coming from my house, that would be the first exit off my interstate that I use to get onto 285 to travel throughout the city. If y'all know anything about the metropolitan area, I live off 675. So when I get off 675, I will be right at the Boulder Crest exit. And it used to be during that time, child, me too, girl. I'd be like, honey, you ain't gonna do it for me, baby. You ain't gonna do it for me. And at that time back in 2020, yeah, she right. Soon as you get off the expressway, used to be a Chevron gas station sit right there. But that Chevron and that Shell done closed down because I think they trying to widen the expressway, and the state of Georgia probably done bought them out. But I digress. She called him. She said, "Hey, look, I had a blowout," and he was like, "Okay, where you at, girl? Where you at?" She told him what he was, and he decided that he was gonna go and help her. You know, he was her Superman that night. Cat. That was the first date too. It was the first date. And I know, like, little things like that when it comes to dating and you meet a guy. I'm going to tell y'all a story after I get through this point. But you meet a guy, you have a blowout, you meeting him for your first date. He comes to your rescue. Not only do he put the donut on for you, but he said it's a tire place around the corner. Follow me. Let me get you a tire. And then you could follow me to the restaurant. And that's exactly what happened. Yes, on the way to the date. Okay, so one day, this is my story. I'm gonna tell y'all my story. Cause listen, ladies, I have to admit, we all have had dating issues, right? But I ain't never met one like this one right here. It was just so intriguing to me because I was like, I done met all type of men. And I don't think I have ran into this type of motherfucker yet. Now I may have learned into a compulsive liar, but she called him a pathological liar. And it's a difference. It's a difference. We might sit up here and mix up these type of liars, but a compulsive liar and a pathological liar are totally different things. And I'm gonna tell y'all how. So I met this guy at a gas station, right? I was over on University Avenue at the Exxon station. If you're in the Atlanta metropolitan, you know where it's at. You get off the interstate, you can either go to the right or the left, depending on which way you're coming from. If you're coming from the south, you go to your right, make a left at the light, and there you go at the Exxon. It used to be Carver Homes down the street, the projects. So I went to that gas station to put me some petrol in my tank. I had got out my car, and this guy, he was fine on the motherfucker, baby. He was in at the time a Audi, and he was like, "No, stop what you doing." If my mama and my grandmama done pass by this gas station and see you pumping your gas, and I'm right here, they'll cuss me out. I said, "Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. I got it. I can do it myself." He was like, "No, you not gonna pump no gas. You so goddamn pretty." And baby, that man put his goddamn card in that motherfucking thing at the pump, paid for my gas, pumped that shit, and he asked me for my phone number while the gas was pumping. And my ass wasn't planning on filling up. I was just gonna put like $15 in the tank. But he filled me up in every goddamn thing. And baby, I gave shit. I gave that nigga my number, baby. And honestly, I could say we still friends to this day. But when I ain't gonna even lie to y'all. That day I was meeting some of my girlfriends at my house. We were gonna have a waiting to exhale, and we was sitting around drinking wine and talking shit, and we was just having a whole lot of fun. And when I got in the house to tell them, cause they were waiting for me at my house, and when I got in the house to tell them, I was like, "Y'all will never believe this shit. Y'all will never believe this shit. I met this man at the gas station, hey police fee. I met this man at the gas station. I got out the car and pump gas. He was like, "Baby, if my grandma and my mama see me up here letting you pump this gas, they gonna cut me out. So here you go." I said, "Baby, I didn't even pay for the goddamn gas." And I'm telling this story. I could tell y'all one of my aunties was there and like maybe five of my good girlfriends. We were all sitting around and they were like, "I know you gave that motherfucker the number." I'm like, "You damn right. I gave that motherfucker the number. The fuck wrong with y'all?" And I had none. They were like, "Oh girl, what he look like?" I had described him to the T. I described him to the max. And I said, and on the way here, I called him because we exchanged phone numbers. I called him. He told me he used to be in a rap group. I don't know if y'all. I can't call him. I can't call the rap group because some of y'all might know the rap group. And I used to, and the rap group had broke up, but he was still performing at spots or whatever. He was still, if I said the name or even the name of the person in the group that actually went famous and they out there in the United States today, if I said his name before he changed the name, y'all might could point out the one who I'm talking about. And let's just say some titties, okay? Some titties. All right, so if y'all figure that out, y'all got me. Y'all got me. But we gonna say something about some titties. But anyway, back to her story, kind of, cause that shit was wild. So, oh, one more thing about the guy though. When I went back and explained to my friends and family, I told them exactly what I told y'all about the rap group. I told them that what he gave me his name as, and I told them a whole lot of information. But later on down the line, me and him was out on a date, and my aunt saw me, and she was like, "I used to talk to him." She thought I was gonna break up with him because they used to talk, and it had probably been like a whole year. Me and him was dating each other, and basically, um, for those who on my Facebook, y'all might can go through some of my Facebook stuff because I was at shows and shit like that with him, and we got pictures together, precious, and y'all might can see it because I had pictures of me and him on the Facebook. And not only did my aunt get mad at me and haven't spoke to me since she figured out the guy. And I had to remind her that I told her all this stuff on this particular day. But she still don't speak to me to this day. And then I have another person in my life that I was good friends with. She and both of these women, they about the same age. I think they probably like 9 years older than me. And if I'm not mistaken, the gentleman is probably like a year younger than me. And both of these bitches got mad at me over him. And they stopped speaking to me and everything like I fucking knew. I ain't know shit about y'all fucking with this nigga. But anyway, I digress. And the other one I seen her at the Walmart up the street from my house. And when I seen her and my brother, they was talking to one another in the Walmart parking lot. When I came out, I walked smooth past her ass. And he was like, "Why you not gonna speak to her?" And I was like, "Man, that bitch know what time live. She tried me." And she was like, "I'm over it now. We could be friends. You're right, bitch." But I digress. Okay. Yeah, I said that. So, and no, I wasn't dating him. I would date somebody who was affiliated with him. Actually, if you go back and look at some of his videos, when he first became really famous and out there, I think if I'm not mistaken, old boy was in one of those videos. If I'm not mistaken. All right, so like I said, I digress. So back to TikTok and La La Land. Cause that's exactly what this motherfucker was. She was in La La Land, baby. And at first when she first started talking about the whole situation with her and her dude, who she called Legion, um, I was kind of feeling for her, right? But then when I got deeper into her conversation with us, I was like, now, bitch, you know. Okay, first of all, she told us he came from California, got a job. Generally, when you're relocated from your company, she said that he was living in a studio. The company had relocated him to Georgia, and he was living in a studio. And they told him that he needed to get on finding him a place because they was gonna help him with relocation. Excuse me, guys. They gave him a budget on how much he had to, he could use as far as finding him a home, and also they was gonna give him a company car. In the beginning, I didn't know what kind of car he drove. And honestly, to this day, in my beginning thoughts, I thought that this guy was Caucasian simply because of the way she described him. She just said he was over 6 feet And she was just shocked. Hey, Sonya J, I cannot see that, but it's a face pink drinking tea, face pink drinking tea. So I wish I could see over here on stream, y'all. They don't tell us. We don't see the actual that one, that emoji. Okay, so basically she said that his company gave him a studio, and that they, by then, this when the panoramic had done struck. Like I said, when we first had met each other for the show, if I'm not mistaken, it was around the same time when they went out on that first date. Simply because she was like, the next week we was on lockdown here in Georgia, and that is true. We was on lockdown here in Georgia. So she said they was trying to debate on which place that they were gonna actually do the lockdown, and they was like, "Well, I'm not staying in no studio because by then they was all in love, child." And see, that's what I'm saying. When them niggas do something for you, and you think that, oh my God, this is like Clark Kent. He done got down, pump my gas and paid for this shit. Let me goddamn go head on, and we gonna lock down in my house because I'm not finna stay. You on the final part, girl? Mm-mm-mm. We not gonna stay in that studio shit. We gonna stay here at my townhouse out here in Riverdale, Clayco County, to be exact. And so she's saying, "Oh, by now they out in the townhouse out in Clayco." And all of a sudden, he started, telling her what his well at the day he was telling her what his aspirations were. His aspirations were to get married, move into a house, and have a family. Not only did he tell her that, but I think that this was the red flag. You say that you just moved from California. Right, that's where I'm going, girl. That's where I'm going. Hold up, girl. I'm gonna be right back. The first wife. What? I'm falling out. I'm falling out. Please, please send me that link. That's what I was gonna say. The first red flag was this Negro told her that he was staying in California. He was married. He caught his wife cheating. She had two children prior to him. You children, that it's already plural. I can't stand when people do that. They say children's. No, it's already plural. Children. She had two children prior to him. The children loved him. As a matter of fact, he said he caught the wife cheating. He put her out his house out in California, and that the children decided that they didn't even want to go stay with their mama. They wanted to still stay with him. Thank you. Thank you. Let me put my phone on charge. Oh my God, I wish I was on my laptop, baby, because I can actually play that damn video. I might go in now to my office and do that too. Let's get through it. All right. So, damn, that just throw me for a loop. So that was the first red flag because you already had this life. You had this with this lady. Now you telling me that this is what you want me to do. And then all of a sudden they start going on to the websites looking for a house. They're not looking for no house at 120,000. They're not looking for no 250,000. They're looking for like he told her that his budget was $750,000. This is what he telling her, and he giving her what she want. A woman want a man who gonna be able to provide. He had started. She said, "I'm going to stay myself right here." You don't know nothing about that man. So a woman want a man who can not only provide but be a great provider. Now, if I had met a man today and he told me we're gonna go and look at a house, well, not in today's economy, because that could be a shack right now today. But he tell me we're going to look at a house and it's gonna be $120,000. I don't know. For me, depending on the land mass, yeah, it do on the girl. That's why I was like, wait a minute, girl, who is this man? Is he a Negro? She didn't never divulge that information. But maybe, but see, let me tell y'all why I thought that it could be one though. Because when she got deeper into the story, we're gonna get down. We're gonna get down. Okay, so he telling her, okay, when they found a house, they red flag number two for me was they had a realtor, and then they talking to the realtor. They telling her, they telling him that, this is what you gotta do to get the house. The house was being lived in, and y'all have to also keep in mind we're during COVID. So at this time we can't go to view homes. I remember during this time we just couldn't just go places. It was like even at Walmart during this time, because this is in March. Even at Walmart, we was standing in line because they was only letting a number of people go inside Walmart. So I know we're not gonna be able to allow you to come to a house that someone is currently living in, so you can see it. So basically, the realtor actually was able to, go to the house and FaceTime them so that they could see what the house looked like, and someone was living in their home. And they told that they'll be out by June. And she was like, okay, good. That's a good time for me to be able to just go ahead on and start looking for, we need furniture, we need appliances. And keep in mind, y'all, the family who home it was had advised them that they were going to take the appliances with them. They had this man done took her to Home Depot to pick out appliances. He done took her to American Signature Furniture to pick out furniture. To pick out furniture. He done took her to Ashley Furniture, Rooms to Go. They done been everywhere. As a matter of fact, when they went to Home Depot to look at appliances, he told the people, he was like, well, the family said they're not gonna move out the house until June. So why don't I just put down a $500 deposit on our appliances, and then would you all have anywhere to store the appliances? And the man at the store was like, yeah, we could keep it in the warehouse. We could keep it in the warehouse. And he paid the $500. So, and I think this why I was starting to feel like, okay, I think that if this happened to me, and I see him actually making the deposit on these appliances, and these people saying that they could keep it in the warehouse until June, I could see how she got stuck. I could see how she got stuck. Oh, I forgot. He went to San Diego State. He was a arena football player. He had an offshore account. He showed her a Chase account with thousands of dollars in that account. thousands of dollars. So, child, I didn't even understand. Like the thing that she named it was who the fuck did I marry? She called it who the fuck did I marry? By June, we wouldn't even been an item anymore because see what ended up happening in June. He and they the house was actually she thinking, oh, we about to move. We are about to move. And she said she went back onto the realtor website and it showed that their house was currently under contract. So she was like, yes, yes, he handling his business. We about to move in this $750,000 home, wasting everybody time. And when it turned out that they weren't the ones that was under contract for this house. As a matter of fact, she said she had done called the person who was actually the person selling the house, realtor, and she was like, "Oh my God, I see that this house is no longer under contract. It's under contract." He probably went back. That's what I said, Sonya J. I had talked to one of my good girls at Home Depot that next day and got that money back. So she said she called the realtor and she was like, "Oh, I see the house is under contract." Because by then he had came up, it was a lot of doubt there. And so she said that and whenever you feel doubt, I think that's when you should move on with your life and get yourself in your right headspace at that time. I mean, when you got to start making video journals and talking about situations that you encounter with a person, then it's something there to make you go, hmm. So she says that the lady said, "Oh yes, it's a couple. They purchased the house, so it's no longer available." And she was like, "Oh, I really did want that house. Oh my goodness, that was a very nice house." She said, "If you don't mind me asking, but what is the couple like who's buying the house?" And she was like, "It's an older white couple." She knew that wasn't her. She knew she wasn't the older white couple. She knew that. And when he came home, he said, "Well, my friend told me that that wasn't a good buy because this." And you could tell, like, when she was talking about it, somewhere inside her told me that she already had knew it was going to be a letdown or a disappointment. But by this time, she had found out she was pregnant by him. Yep, she was pregnant by him. And all the stress and stuff, she ended up having a miscarriage. And I don't know, no man, but okay, so when she ended up having a miscarriage, he had got promoted from regional to vice president over that department or whatever he was a part. Because at first it confused me too because she was like he became vice president, and I'm like over the whole condiment. I need to know what's the name of this goddamn condiment. I cannot think of any damn condiment place here in the metropolitan Atlanta area, and I don't hardly do the loop. I don't hardly do the loop, but I'm gonna have to look it up. I am. I'm gonna have to look it up. So this is another red flag. The red flag was that she had a miscarriage. The doctor gave her three choices. He said, you can pass the baby, on your own. You could pass the baby naturally. I can give you a pill to pass the baby, or you could do a DNC. She said she didn't want to do the DNC simply because it's COVID, and she didn't want to have herself wrapped up and mixed up in the hospital during COVID. And I ain't blame her for that. But then she said she didn't want it to pass naturally, and she decided to go with the pill. She said she took the pill and she was in the bathroom all night long. I would have gave her some advice because this happened to me, but it happened to me naturally. And what I did was I thought that I had to use the bathroom. Y'all know I'm personal as hell. I tell y'all whatever. But I thought I had to use the bathroom. So for some odd reason I went into the bathroom and I sat down to use the bathroom, but it just, my body was like, no, you ain't got to do that. And for some odd reason, I was in like I'm hot, I'm freezing, I'm freezing. I was shaking, shaking, shaking because I was so cold. But then I started sweating because it's a task when you're going through a miscarriage. It's a task. So I was shaking, 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 and I went to the hospital, and they was like, you were pregnant and you did pass this baby, and I don't know if y'all know this, but I ain't never wanted no kids. I ain't never wanted no kids, honey. So I was okay. I was okay with that. Let me let Sophie out. Yeah, that miscarriage was her way out. I don't even know why she just didn't run then. But she did. She stayed. She stayed around even after the miscarriage and not being able to actually move into the house. That says a lot. That says a lot. Because now you banking on whether or not you can catch this man on a lie. And honestly, guys, I don't think it's that serious. I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to be right. It's certain things you just feel like I don't need to be right about. I don't need to be right about. I need to cut my losses here and move the hell on. So she ended up having miscarriage. But apparently she didn't pass the baby all the way and she had to end up going into the hospital so that they could still do the DNC. That's why I was like, you spent your money on that prescription, but it was the same thing if you pass it naturally or not. Cause she was like she was in the bathroom having a hard time. Let me see. I'm gonna go on screen y'all on my laptop so that I can play this video of the ex-wife. I want to know, and I'm trying to let it surprise me and y'all. Hold on, girl. It was her and the ex-wife going in detail on live today on her Facebook. Ooh, woo. I'm finna play that video. Y'all already know. I'm finna in the studio right now. I'm finna mute this one. I'm finna mute this one. I'm finna mute this one. And I'm coming on here. Wait a minute.